We will learn about the chords first. Remember that from the bottom to the top, it's the first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and the sixth string. And the bass could be on the fourth string, fifth string, or the sixth string. The chords that we need, the first one would be G major, that looks like this. Then we have A minor, that looks like this. But for this song, I think it's better to play A minor 7, that looks like this. Then we have B minor 7, that looks like this. Actually, it's B minor, but B minor is kind of difficult, so we just change it to B minor 7 to play more easily. Then we have C major, that looks like this. But for the song, I think it's better to play its version, that is C at 9. Then we have D major, that looks like this. But for this song, I think it's even better to play it like this, especially for the intro and the verse. Then we have E minor, that looks like this. But for this song, I think it's better to play its version, that is E minor 7. If you want to do plucking, remember that we use our thumb to pluck the base of the chord, which may be on the 4th, 5th, or the 6th string. We use our index finger to pluck the 3rd string, our middle finger is to pluck the 2nd string, and ring finger is to pluck the 1st string. The first plucking pattern that I recommend, you can use it for the intro and the verse and the pre-chorus, but that's the parts where I recommend to play the plucking part. But you can also use it for the rest of the song if you are more comfortable with plucking than strumming. The pattern is plucking the base of the chord with the first 3 strings together, and then only the first 3 strings 3 times together, 3, 3, 3 together, 3, 3, 3 together, 3, 3, 3 together, 3, 3, 3 together. The same pattern for the pre-chorus. Together, 3, 3, 3 together, 3, 3, 3 together, 3, 3, 3 together, 3, 3, 3. Then on that last C at 9, we can just strum on once, or pluck the bass with the first 3 strings together once. There's a special way to play this plucking pattern if you want to kind of follow the original melody of this song. That is, for the G major, we can just pluck until the 2nd string. So we exclude the 1st string together, 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd together, 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd. For the B minor 7, we basically want to exclude the 1st and the 2nd string, but it won't sound as good if we only play the 3rd string. So this time, we use our index finger to pluck the 4th string and our middle finger to pluck the 3rd string. So we pluck the bass with the 4th and the 3rd string together, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd together, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd. That's how we do it too for the E minor 7. So we pluck the bass, which is on the 6th string, with the 4th string and the 3rd string together, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd together, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd. Then we have C major with the same pattern with the B minor 7 together, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd. And then on the 2nd C at 9, we better change into plucking the bass with the first 3 strings again, and then D major. Okay, so moving on to the second plucking pattern that you can use, that is plucking the bass with the first 4 strings and then the 3rd string, and then the first 4 strings, 3rd, first 2, 3rd, first 2, 3rd together, 3rd, 2, 3rd, 2, 3rd strumming, we just pluck the bass with the first two strings together or strum them once. Now moving on to the strumming pattern that I recommend for the chorus and afterwards, but you can use it for the rest of the song if you're comfortable with strumming. That is strumming down, up, down,